Hi guys. So today I'm here to demonstrate you how to stretch your paper, the watercolor paper. Now the first thing might come up in your mind is why do we need to stretch your paper? So let's understand that watercolor paper expands when you put some water on the paper, right? So when it expands, it starts buckling or bending. And we don't want our painting to be a bended painting, right? We don't want our painting to be a flat painting, so that next time when we color, it should be a flat, nice surface to paint, right? So just to avoid that buckling of the watercolor paper, what do is we keep the watercolor paper into the water for some time and then take it out and put it on a board and fix it on the board, right? So that procedure is called as stretching of the paper. Okay, so what all things do we need to stretch our paper? So I have got few things. I use this is heavy duty stapler. I need a masking tape, a regular masking tape. You can have a brown tape, which can also be water activated when you apply water, or it can have a glue already on the surface, right? Then you will need a kitchen towel, which can absorb a lot of water when you are taking it out from the tub. The another most important thing which you need is a board on which you will be fixing your paper, right? So there are multiple things that you can get. One is a gator board, another is MDF board, and third is a plywood. Right, so gator board, you do not need such a heavy duty stapler for gator board because it is quite soft. For MDF, you need to apply or season that MDF board with something before you use it, because the moisture might come up when you are keeping the paper wet for a long time from MDF. So MDF you need to varnish or something of that sort. For ply, you need not do anything, but you have to make sure any surface on which you are putting your paper or sticking your paper, that should be very, very clean. There should not be any dirt, because if you put a wet paper on the surface, which is dirty surface, then that dirt will get absorbed into the paper, and then it will be very difficult for us to take it out, right? So make sure your surfaces are clean, your hands are clean, there is no oil or any other dust particles on your hand. Wash it with soap nicely, and then start the procedure. Now for the procedure, you have to dip your paper into the water container for about like 7 to 12 minutes or 12 to 15 minutes depending on the thickness of the paper. Now make sure that your paper is completely soaked with the water, a lot of water. That time you have to take it out and put it on the paper. Put it on the board surface, right? So I have soaked it in my tub. If you do not have the tub, there is another way of doing it. If you have a head brush, what you can do is apply a lot of water on one of the sides, wait for a minute, then reverse the paper and apply a lot of water on the other side, again wait for the minute. So do this process like for about 6 to 7 minutes wide, and then you will get a completely soaked paper. Okay, so I will go grab my paper really quick, and we will be back here, and I will show you how to fix it on the board, right? See you then. So hi, yes, I am back here with my paper. Here is my paper which I had dipped into the water for about 10 to 12 minutes, and now I'm just going to place it where I want to place it properly, with leaving some space on the top and some space at the bottom. Make sure it is straight. When I took it out, it was dripping wet. Okay, so I just did wait for some time so that it stops dripping, and then I took it out. So because this is a huge paper, I'm going to take some time to adjust it correctly, leaving some space on my board on all the sides. Right, once I fix it or I position it right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the excess water from the paper, and I'm going to remove the bubbles which can be formed underneath the paper properly. Okay, so for which I'm going to use my paper towel, and I'm going to wipe it like this. I'm not going to dry it completely. I'm just going to make sure it is nice and straight. Okay, I can see some bubbles yet, so I'm just going to keep my hand down there and try to keep it straight like so. Okay, and I also have got a sponge here which I can use to take those bubbles out. So it will also remove that extra water from my paper. Don't make it dry, make sure that it is still wet. Okay, so now you can see all the way from that end my paper. You can see a little bit of border here next to the paper, so it's not completely on the edge, there is a little bit of border. I'm just moving my camera so that you can see the entire paper, right? Okay, so now I'm going to keep it on one of the edge to show you how I'm going to use this heavy duty stapler to staple down onto the board. Okay, so you have to make sure that the paper is not inverted, or the front side is on the top before you staple it down. Okay, and staple it well, some of the artists, what they do is they just tape with the brown tape first, the water activated brown tape first, and then they staple it down. Every artist has their own procedure, so I am going to just staple it down directly onto the board like so. Keep your staple pins 1 inch apart. And do this process for all the sides. Right, and once you are done on all the sides, then you can tape it down with brown tape or masking tape also. So this is going to fix your paper onto the board very firmly, and it is not going to give not going to buckle at all. Right, so I'll complete this task and then I will show you how to mask it. Now you can see I have stapled down the paper from all the sides. Okay, here you go. Right, so all the sides are nicely stapled down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape down the border, brown tape on it. So I have drawn something which I wanted to paint on it already. You can either ways draw it first or later, that doesn't make any difference. So I'll just tape down, apply. So I'm putting the brown tape onto it. you may use water activated brown tape. So now you may use water activated brown tape or any other brown tape also. I am using this brown tape and I am putting this down on the on the staple pins, as you can see it here. It is going to fix down my paper more properly. You can apply the tape all the way. You can see it here also. I'm applying now. It's kind of a double protection, you can say. Do it from all the sides, and after doing this, you can put your masking tape on, so to keep a nice 1 centimeter border or so, right? So do that once you're done with this process. So now that I have done with this side also, 1, 2 and 3 sides are done, and I'm just going to put on the 4th side too. So hope this was helpful. This is how you're going to stretch your paper and then mask your paper, right?